What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we're going to try something a little different. Actually, if I'm being honest, this is actually the retake of this video with this deck because my software blew that up, which probably what led to some of the audio issues from last video, so I apologize for that. So fresh take, this is going to be the first time you get to see a Monowhite life gain deck from me for the standard 2021 format. Now, I want to say something interesting about this deck. I think when we think about life gain decks, everybody's been wanting to throw black into the mix because of Veto, which is a pretty good card in these lists. And truthfully, I'll probably do one down the road, so it's not that big of an issue. But I wanted to try something with just mono white. And also, there's a couple of cards I think people have ignored or maybe forgot they existed that we want to talk about in this list as well. But before we do that, remember I need you to please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and then we're going to hop on over and take a look at this mono white life gain list. Before we get into this, I just want to remind everybody that these are decks being made for a temporary format in the standard 2021 setup. That does mean that when Zendikar comes out, it's possible this deck gets better, it gets worse, or even becomes completely invalidated. However, all the cards you do craft and build for this list will be playable into the fall rotation and even in beyond a year from now. So feel free to go ahead and make it safely. It's a good way to use your cards. Just know that I can't guarantee any way, shape, or form if this deck gets better or worse till we see some cards from Zendikar. With that being said, let's take a look at this list. We are looking at Alseid of Life's Bounty. We're playing 3. Arguably it should be 4, but I wanted to make room for the other 1-drop with his Speaker of the Heavens. We're playing a couple copies of Daxos. I'm not huge on this card, but it does make sense with some other stuff in the list. Feat of Resistance to protect our 1 or 2 big creatures that we end up making. And it does put a +1/+1 counter on something, which is kind of nice. Griffinary, because anytime you're gaining life, being able to get a 2/2 is really nice. Sometimes you're going to have difficult gaining 3, but once you do, it starts to become pretty regular, and just getting some free flying tokens is pretty good. It also helps after a board sweeper of any kind as well. Hallowed Priest. Now this is the first card I wanted to talk about. I went looking for things that either mattered about gain life or lifelink or whatever, and this card came up. And I think people forgot about this because it was available, I believe, in the beginner decks that they gave us to kind of soften rotation. I don't know what you want to call that. But this is a card I think people overlooked. It's kind of like a Johnny's Pride Mate. The Hallowed Priest is only a 1/1 versus a 2/2, but otherwise it's very much the same, so it does fit this style of deck very well. Have a couple Impassioned Orator. This is just another way to kind of supplement the life gain thing that we were already doing. A couple of Banishing Lights for stuff we just can't get rid of. We're experimenting, man, it's hard to talk sometimes when you talk too fast. Experimenting with the Azorius, and mostly because it does give something indestructible if you want to keep attacking. We do have a fair amount of things that have vigilance, so it's good with that. And on the later turns, if you just need to attack, put a bunch of tokens into play, that's a thing too. If you do get to ultimate, then it just becomes a bonus. Playing a couple of Heliod. Honestly, we could probably cut a Azorius. Matter of fact, let's do that now. Let's cut one Azorius for a Heliod, because once you stick a Heliod with everything else going on, it starts to become pretty powerful. Couple of copies of Linden. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about it. I think Azorius worked pretty well last version, but I think we're gonna cut. I think I'm going more Legends, and this is probably gonna bother me on the list. Who knows? Maybe we come back to Azorius. But there we go. Decisions made on the fly. And you know, Linden, the strong black woman. Let's make some room for her. Then we have Basri's Lieutenant. So this card, you're seeing a lot of it in the Winota list, but it actually does work well here as well. It is protection for multicolor. It has vigilance. It's a 3/4. It can put a counter on something else. You have some other cards that are already getting counters. You have Heliod putting counters on things, so when your creatures die, you get 2/2s. So it's just a really good fit in this list. And then the other card I wanted to tell everybody about that you also probably forgot about was this card as well, the Leonin War Leader. I believe this was originally available in Core Set 2019. However, it was again also available in one of the decks they gave us. I can't remember which one. But the benefit here is that it is a 4/4 for 4. When it attacks, you get extra creatures. The creatures do have lifelink, which fits the theme of the deck. And again, I think it's one of those things that when a board sweeper happens, this is a cool card to have afterwards to just rebuild your board and keep pressing the issue. Lands, we're going to go with 3 Castle Ardenvale, 20 Plains, because we only have one color to worry about. So we'll see how this works out. And that's it. So we're going to take it into Arena and see how it does. Okay, we get to go first here, so we'll keep this. It's kind of weird. Actually, this is a hand where if we drew the new Pridemate thing, would be really excellent if we could get that lucky. But we did not get that lucky. So, attacking for 1 is going to put us at 21. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just so if the opponent plays something out, we can likely still attack with Daxos and get some life off of Linden. Oh, this could actually turn out to be pretty good. Because I have a feeling our opponent won't want to trade here. But if they do, I'll take it. I mean, I'll gladly let them trade for a Speaker of the Heavens. They chose not to. Alright, so next turn we should be able to get up to 27 and start making angels. Unless they decide to stomp our Speaker of the Heavens here, which they very well might. I would. Exactly. That's a very reasonable choice. Though they don't know that we have another. We're going to go ahead and play this as well. And we're going to attack with these. And we will start making angels next turn. We have all the protection we need. We should be good unless they go like Clover into Brazen Bar. That would be bad. That would be the opposite of good for us. Okay, so there's really no reason to attack here, so we're just going to go ahead and make angels. Plus the angels are fueling our life gain as well, so that's kind of nice. No attack. I mean, at this rate, we'll get to where we can just give our creatures protection and just attack at some point, and it won't matter. Great Hinge is fine. If we get another angel to survive, we can give this protection from... Oh, look at that. See? This is why we play these cards. Protection from red. Well, we can't get the easy attack anymore. Ah, this is nice, though. This is real nice. We're going to attack with the angel. Let's see, they have 3 blockers. We can attack for 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't. I mean, we might as well attack with this. They can't kill it. And that's a bigger Hallowed Priest out of the deal. So yeah, there we go. Yep, they block. It's fine. Alright, we should be mostly okay here. I mean, the opponent can play, realistically, 3 cards, though. Alright, there's 1, and they're going to gain their 2 and draw a card. Draw 2 cards, actually. I mean, I was going to say, Clover followed by Brazen Bar would still be pretty good. This gets them 2 more cards, but they're out of mana. Which I assume is pretty good for us here. I mean, this does make it hard for us to attack on the ground, though, because they just have so many things. And they have multiple colors, so we can't really take too much advantage of the All-Seed like we want to. So we can attack with Hallowed Priest, the 2 angels. The angels get through. They block the Hallowed Priest, I'm assuming, with 2 things, because the Hallowed Priest will get at least 2 triggers. Okay. Here we go. Let's attack, 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 attack. I mean, because they block with 2 things. We sack the All-Seed. We'll gain a life. It goes up again. You know, so it's all kind of silly. I mean, sure. Do I even care about keeping this alive at this point, actually? I mean, just let it die, right? Opponent goes to 3. I mean, they're still going to have a reasonable chance of getting our angels, though, off the table. Because, like, bouncing both angels, then you could play the Brazen Bar to just block the third angel. That's, like, a real thing. Though, actually, they wouldn't be able to, because we'd have the All-Seed. Yeah, so we just keep the All-Seed, actually. That makes the most sense. Or we can even use it when they go to bounce one and then just keep it from going back to their hand so they can actually play it. So the copy bounces one, the second one does nothing. And then that should seal the game up as well. So yeah, the opponent's just going for cards at this point, seeing if they can find an answer. I mean, really, for their money, they probably would have been better not even making the 1/1 and just looking for an answer that way. Saving their mana so they have maximum choices, but they're in pretty dire straits here anyway. What is that, 11, 16, 17? Yeah, no blocks. Do your worst. I mean, you can Embercleave up. Yeah, it's 14, 24, 25. Still not enough. How awesome is that? We're just like, alright, we'll just take 25, whatever. We're at 14. Just take a casual 25 damage. You know how it is. There we go. Unfortunately, we don't have any 1 or 2 mana things, so we're going to ship that. This is actually a little bit worse. Let's get rid of this, I think. Not sure why. Maybe I should have got rid of the Heliod, really. That was actually a bad mulligan move, y'all. I think that's the case where I'm just supposed to say, do as I say, not as I do. I think that's more accurate and correct. Let's see what the opponent does here. Nothing, it looks like. Alright, let's go ahead and just play a Heliod. Let the opponent just kill our Alseed, which is fine. Like, we know that's a thing. Seems good. Now what we would like here is one of our 2 mana things, so we can play this as a backup, and that would be great. Well, we did get a 2 mana thing, not the one we were looking for, though. Alright, need a creature deck. We have a lot in here. What are we doing? Come on now. Hard turn. So opponent's going to be sitting on some things here. Fair enough. Seems reasonable. And the turn. They may try to take another shot at our All-Seed here. Sadly, we are going to waste a Feat of Resistance to try to keep it alive. Oh, a Shark Typhoon. Okay. Not going to lie, I didn't see that coming. Alright. Don't love it, but I mean, they can shoot it again if they want to. We'll just trade 2 for 2. Really? Okay. That's weird. If you're gonna do that. Alright. That's a weirdly dedicated play, but alright. I mean, I think we're dead. Well, we're not dead. Because, I mean, we can make if we can find a way to gain life, we can technically Griffinary and be okay, I suppose. Ah, they're Soul Seer. Jeez. Okay. Well, I guess it didn't really... I guess it would have mattered, actually, because we would have had another one of the protection spells in hand and not another Heliod. Alright. Well, we didn't really play anything that game. Alright, we will keep this. I think here we're going to go Alseed into Daxos and see what we can do after that. Mostly because if it works and Daxos sticks, if we get a third land, we play Howl the Priest and then the other Alseed, or attack with the Alseed, and that also gains life. So we could end up with this being like a 4/4 potentially on that turn. Not likely, as you know, your opponent's playing black. One of these creatures is going to die, but if they don't, we have things we can do. Let's... Actually... Nah, I'm going to go and still play this first. I just almost changed my mind because I was like, well, if we do this, then this becomes a 2/2, and if we get a land for Linden, then it become like a 5/5, 6/6, but I feel like that's trying a little hard, I think. So here, the interesting thing is we assume the opponent's going to have like an extinction event. So we have to put that into our line of thinking here, unfortunately. Which does mean we can do this, attack, the extinction events, those two away. We can play these afterwards. Kind of want to do this first, but nah, we're just going to do that. I mean, drawing Linden is relevant, or drawing a land for Linden is almost relevant enough. So here comes the EE. Oh no, just an Uro. I was wrong. I assumed they were going to get rid of our two best creatures there. Alright, Snapbone's at 2, 4, 6, so we're 2 turns away from them being able to play an Ugin, which I'm pretty sure we're going to be running into. That is not the way we wanted to do this, unfortunately. Well, getting stuck at 2 land is not winning Magic, unfortunately. Alright, how bad is it, opponent? How bad do our creatures get wrecked here? Just another Eliminate. Okay. Well, they're already up to 7. And now they can get the Uro back next turn. Maybe this turn if they have a 1 mana thing. Alright, Mana Ward Visionary. I mean, I assume that's what's going to happen here. Ugh. No lands, unfortunately. No lands still. That is a hard pill to swallow. Alright. I mean, I guess this is all we can do. And at any point, if we would have had an extra land, I think we could have outraced them, but was not meant to be. Alright, opponent wants to eliminate. I mean, I guess we have to, right? What was that? Protection from black. I mean, if they have another one, they have another one. I mean, they could just as well Ugin here. But I feel like if they had Ugin, they wouldn't have done that, right? I mean, that makes sense, but what do I know? Alright, does the speaker live, or does the speaker die? Alright, it lives for at least a turn. Unfortunately, it does mean we're probably going to be incentivized to chump block. So we're only going to be able to make angels 1 time, because they will be below. That's not true. I mean, I guess we could block. Golly, we need a land so bad, y'all. I mean, I guess here's the question. If we play the Griffin Airy, we chump chump. I'm just trying to think about, like, if we were to finally get to play Linden after this, we'd gain enough to make a 2-2. Assuming we have at least 2 things live, but that's not a guarantee, so let's just do this. Because if we do end up in a situation where 2 angels live, then okay, there's the Ugin. That's fine. Yep, alright. We're going to keep this and kind of see where it goes. I think we can play an Alseed first, a Speaker second, and then we'll just see what happens after that. However, though, drawing all these lands is not where it's like the opposite of last game, where we were just begging for a 3rd land. Now we're in a whole lot worse situation here, I think. Alright, that is interesting. Alright, opponent, what do we want to do here? Birth and Meletus. Alright, seems fair. We're probably going to get Shatter the Sky right out of our boots. Ugh, come on, really? Well, we can't really do much, y'all. Can't really play Magic if we don't get to draw anything to cast. I mean, imagine if you're going to sweep the board, you just sweep the board here, right? Yeah, okay. This probably gets countered, but you can't just not cast anything. Oh, it didn't. That's interesting. Genuinely thought it was going to. They must be waiting just to Wrath next turn. The only good thing here is, after they block, we do get the opportunity to make an angel. So we'll get a card off of a Shatter the Sky, I guess. Which isn't the best, but it's not the worst. Alright, we'll make a 2-2, which doesn't really amount to anything here. I mean, we know everything's going away, or very likely everything's going away. Omen of the Sea, fair. I mean, if they don't have one, they're definitely going to find one. By the way, if you wanted these were in the store the other day. Saw those in the Arena store. Very cool. I'm not a fan of Teferi, so I couldn't buy them. Even though Teferi is a strong black man. I for real just... not a fan of Teferi, so I couldn't bring myself to do it. We have a brand we got to keep up, you know. Alright, here we go. Everything goes away. We get our card. Sounds good. Of course it was a land. And why is that card still so loud every time it resolves? Alright, we're going to try to rebuild. Assuming Elspeth conquers death on our Leonin war leader. I mean, it may not. They might just, like, cycle Shark as a 4-4. That would be a reasonable play. Oh, they're just playing Shark Typhoon. Well, that's a whole different problem. We don't like that. That's bad for our health. We'll go ahead and make one of these. And part of me wants to run this out, part of me doesn't. Because if they bounce stuff, they can make like a couple of sharks, but... Alright. We'll just let it go. We're getting some free creatures here, so we will ride the free value for a second. If they Shatter the Sky, it actually makes the 4-4 before it resolves, so... we would each get a card, which is kind of weird. Is there another Cycle Shark? Man, do you ever feel like you're just being baited for no good reason? Alright, so let's say it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 6, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they could have things that... Alright, let's go to the attack step. I'm actually not going to attack with the Speaker of the Heavens, just so it doesn't randomly run into something. If they kill our War Leader, then we'll run the other one out. I mean, I know we had this to protect the Speaker, but I can't see how the 1 point's really going to come back to bite us here, so I think we're okay. Alright, you make it 2-2. We agree. Oh, the question now, let's hold on. If they've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, they can still block the other angel, though. I was thinking we could proactively give this protection from blue, but ultimately they'd just roll over and block the angel, so they'd still be alive. Alright, seems fine. What do we got, opponent? Alright, and block a token, I'm assuming. I don't know, though. If you don't block the angel, they're down to 2. That's pretty rough for them. So it would still be taking 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and go down to 6. I'm just debating how bad I want to hold on to this. Right? The opponent's at 6. We're playing another angel. We're basically saying at least 2 of those cards have to generate 2 things. And we'd still have to be able to get past 2 angels plus all the ground pounders. So can we hold on to this, I think is the question. But I think we're going to go ahead and use this. And we'll go ahead and make another angel. I mean, if they sweep the board, then we just start over. You know, make another land in, and hopefully our other card we draw is either a life gainer or something like a Heliod or some such. Alright, there is Ugin. Fair enough.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination.
I mean, you got a -4. I can't imagine why you wouldn't. Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't, that's just bad news, right?
All creation can be undone.
I don't think this really does what we want, but not bad. So the question now is, do we attack Ugin? Do we attack here? Put the opponent at 5. Assuming they can make at least 2 blockers, we attack 2 tokens. It's actually a tough call. I think we have to do this, though. I don't like that play, but it, you know, it's what we have. I'd like to think at least 2 of those cards in their hand are lands, but they're probably not at this stage. Alright, we go to 32. Opponent had another Shatter the Sky. That hurts. That one does a number, actually. Alright, back up to 33, 34. Yep, unfortunately, we are not going to win when we draw more lands than the control deck. Alright, we'll keep this. I mean, I don't know if we'll be able to make use of this Griffin's area, but we're going to try. Well, that's already starting off as a roadblock, so that's not going to help our case any. Alright, sure. That is a thing you can do. I agree. This is weird. We may actually have to, like, put a +1/+1 on an all seed to get extra life, which is so dumb. But if we also start making tokens, I guess it's what we have to do. Actually, I say that. Let's just War Leader. And if they double stomp it or something, so be it. We'll live with the consequences. Alright, didn't have it. Alright, so that helps. That means we can at least start getting life from the 1/1s. Would like to potentially draw... Well, we have another land already. Oh, boo. Of course they had that. Adventure card's too good. Adventure card's too good. Okay, well, that adds an interesting wrinkle to things. What if we just do this and try to overwhelm our opponents? Yeah, that seems smarter. I mean, and we're going to get life from the attackers, the tokens, so seems fine. We can protect our Leonin war leaders here. So even if they get something else they can target our things with, we can basically just have them countered on resolution. We shouldn't be worried about Brazen Bar or doing anything. I mean, it's attacking, but like, we're going to be gaining 5 to them hitting us for 3, so we don't greatly care here. That is very convenient, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll put a counter over here. We'll attack, attack, attack. So that's going to produce 4, 5, 8. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, pretty sure we can't lose from here. Alright, we're definitely going to keep this. If we can draw a land, this is a pretty strong start. See what the opponent does here. Alright, I think we're going to... Yeah, we're going to do this. Not knowing what the opponent has just yet. We can play this, make it a 2/2, attack with the all-seed, maybe make it a 3/3. Fire Prophecy, okay. Well, it is most definitely a thing. Mana's just going to be a problem today. We either have too much or too little. It's unfortunate. Yep. See, if we'd have had more mana, we could have protected our other one. I mean, I guess we got it. We don't have much choice here. Alright, and... Alright, we got a land. That helps. I mean, we're probably just going to put it on the Lieutenant, though, so it's big enough to fight a giant. That makes sense. Keep us from getting a 2-2. I think we're just going to do this. Put a counter on our other one as well. See what they've got for that. Bounce the other one probably. Block and shoot it. Nope, just Brazen Bar. Seems fine. Alright. No blocks. So people are definitely loving their removal right now in this format, which I find very cute. Yep, Brazen Bar. We don't care about no Brazen Bars. Interestingly, if they attack, I actually don't think I want to block here. Cycling Yadaro. Fair enough. Get a something. You have 4 mana and 2 cards. Alright, Sprite Dragon. That could be a legit thing. We'll Brazen Bar that. Make a giant, your dragon bigger. Sure. Those are things that matter. This doesn't matter as greatly here, but it could. Because we could give this... This is all interesting. Because if we give this lifelink, we can actually start racing these. But we could also just banishing like that, and then protect this, and then try that next turn. Which is probably smarter. So let's do that. And it gets us closer to when we actually play Heliod. Heliod is a live creature. Alright, they're cycling. We take 3, go to 11. Effectively, we're at 5, because they're going to be able to play their Brazen Borrower next turn. So this is where we decide to gamble. We can go Heliod up. Well, I mean, we're going to play Heliod regardless. So that's not really the concern. It's just, do we give the Bozer's Lieutenant lifelink and then hope they can't deal with it next turn? We have already seen a couple of Brazen Borrowers, and we've seen a lot of removal. At this point, it would take 2 of their removal cards to be able to deal with the Lieutenant. Gaining 5 would negate, effectively, the next attack step. So, yeah, I think we go ahead. It's a bit of a risk. I get it. And we could have played it safe and left the mana open. But I didn't want to get into a weird situation with some type of removal card that may potentially have had that I wasn't aware of. Okay, they didn't play Brazen Borrower here, so that helps, believe it or not. They bought them both. I mean, now if we can just get Daxos or Linden or whatever, that's huge for us. 4, 5, 6, 7. We would go to 8. And they have 1 unknown card and a Brazen Bar they get to play. Alright, no blocks. I mean, if you got it, you got it. That sounds like they don't got it. So the question is, do we need to make a token here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we can still spin 2 here, I think, safely. Alright. Put this at 13. So we stay out of the danger range here. They're going to go looking for cards. Now, they don't know we have this that can give us protection from a color. So if they don't play anything that's blue, or anything that's just non-red, actually, we could still punch through for the win, which is pretty important. Alright. No blocks, obviously, with no flyers, so we're just going to take 3. Uh-oh. They have something they can play here. Don't know what something is, but it can't be good. And truthfully, we're not even incentivized to play our Feat of Resistance proactively. We kind of want to just sit on it. And thinking about the way these decks tend to be built, they're probably not even thinking about the Feat of Resistance. We don't really care if they bounce our Lieutenant here. It's annoying, but wouldn't be the end of the world. Alright, they didn't have it. So here, we play this. So Heliod then becomes live. And then we just attack. It's gotta be it, right? And we get protection from blue. And if you have another, great. Alright. Got there. Let's see what happens. Alright, I'm sure their opponent has all types of nice, fun removal things, but you know what? We're just going to make them play them. What else are we going to do? Well, that's not cool. We don't want to attack into that. That's a whole lot of not awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and play this. I think we're going to have to play the slow, long game here. Underworld. Oh, they're just going to do that to us, huh? I see how it is, opponents. Alright, well now the question is, can we outrace them before this goes badly? I don't know what the answer is, but we'll find out. I mean, we have to try. They just have 2 removal cards. They have 2 removal cards. Alright. We're at least protected for the turn. We could get rid of that. It's not a huge priority here yet, though. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. Opponent has 2 cards left. I don't want to use the Banishing Light on the Mire Triton. I know that much. We're going to have to save that for the Underworld Dreams. But I did want to get that dead at least. So maybe between Linden and the Griffins we can start doing something. Alright, it's dead. Opponent's down to 1 card. Alright, we got a Banishing Lights. Let's go ahead and save ourselves some future decisions and pain. Oh, Deathless Knight. That thing has haste, too. That is no bueno. Alright, well, we're going to have to get rid of that now. Keep stalling our plans. I want to get this Linden down and do something. Alright, maybe we finally bought ourselves enough time. Alright, might have weathered the storm. Nope, Linden's dead. Guess we could have tried to put it out a turn sooner, but wasn't meant to be. Alright, this works. I'm down with this. Put a counter here. Give you lifelink. I have to be another creature. Alright, here we go. Now we're making things happen. Got there. Woo! Alright, this is the first time we've gotten the Impassioned Orators, so let's see how they work out. They're not particularly a card I'm real fond of, but they serve a purpose. They do their thing. I'm going to do this in hopes that we draw another land so we can play Orator into Speaker and then see if maybe that lets us get to Angel sooner. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Alright, come on, land. Alright, that's the first time I think today we've swung for land and had it be there. Though we still need another one, apparently. Oh, that one's dead, too. Well, we tried. What are we going to do? That's not bad. Not great, but not bad. Would have liked to land for the Ward Leader, because even the Ward Leader making the 1/1s, then they get the life from here, and like, it's just a whole cycle of gaining a bunch of life, which is amazing. The opponent's thinking here. Ah, they're just going to go get a land. Interesting. They still haven't played a land for the turn, so they could have 2 mana still here. Oh, they said a straight up shock. Look at that. I would not have guessed that. Well, if we're not going to get land, at least we can get cards we can play that are doing something. Golly. Dang it. Well. Gotta do what we can do, I suppose. I mean, if they play the other giant, hopefully we get a land now. Turn this into a 5/5. We could at least fight other giants until we get the other things out in the meantime. Though just making this a 4/5 is pretty nice. Though that kind of hinders progress a little bit now, doesn't it? So if we attack, we could effectively force the opponent to block with both. And then this just becomes a 4/5, so that's not that good. There. Don't like that. I don't know which of these to play. I feel like we got so far behind here. Now we're playing catch up, and I don't know what to do. You know what? Just getting rid of both of those I don't think is enough. So I'm going to do this. And just pass. Maybe create some type of stalemate that we could break serve somehow. Or if we could get another feat of resistance, that would be pretty significant. Also, it could be Brazen Borrower time. Yep, that's what it looks like. Sounds reasonable. Ah, Griffinary. Alright, we'll just run this back out, I guess. I mean, the opponent has another Escape to the Wilds. So they could just go ahead and do that, reload their hand. But nope, they're just hitting us. Makes sense, just to protect their giant, so they at least get a creature out of it. That was kind of bad for us. It's definitely not what we wanted to see. I think now being behind on mana is going to come back to overwhelm us here. Not a lot we can do. I'm just trying to like piece together a plan here and find something that works. But I have no clue what we're going to do. I think that's just going to be it. Yep. Alright. Let's go first. Running the all-seed out there. See if we can get a swing in. I get the feeling this is all we're going to play against. Which, to be fair, y'all, I'm probably going to edit some of this video down, because if it's just a bunch of games against Temur or other variations of adventures, I don't want to fill a video with just that. I also don't want to take the time to edit just that, so just being honest, just so y'all know what's going on. Alright, gonna gain our 2. Attack for 2. Alright, here comes a 5/5, I'm assuming. Though, I don't know. Maybe they play Uro or something. I have no idea. Let's see. Innkeeper, sure. Innkeeper turns into a Fae of Wishes. Alright, makes sense. Okay. No attacks. Well, if they're going to shoot something, now they can shoot something. Okay, there's an Uro. Doesn't mean they're still not going to shoot something with a Stomp from a Bone Crusher Giant. I mean, I could have waited, left mana open, but here they may want... I don't know. It's probably smarter to just pick off the Speaker of the Heavens if they're able to, truthfully. They want to bounce the War Leader? I would think you take out either the Speaker of the Heavens or the Outseed. That would be my assumption. But I've also been wrong. Because now we have the ability to do that and possibly go up to enough life to be able to make an Angel. I go to attack. They did that knowing we have the All-Seed, which is very weird that they didn't do that during their end step, right? So we're at 23. We'll attack, make 2 tokens. That'll put us to 25. Then the 2 tokens, the one put us to 27. So, yeah, I'm going to do this, and this kind of pre-sets us up to deal with what is protection from blue? To deal with Lovestruck Beast if necessary. I think that's it. I mean, that'll grow the Hollow Priest really large. They can chump block one of the tokens if they choose. Alright, so that's more life. Moves the Hollow Priest up. We make an Angel, which gains a life, which moves the Hollow Priest up. I mean, now if they go to bounce stuff, it's not nearly as big a deal. Because now it's what do you bounce, right? Do you stop the War Leader because it's going to gain the extra life? Do you get rid of the Alseed because it can protect something? Do you get rid of the Hallowed Priest? Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay. I mean, the Hallowed Priest, just, I mean, it does mean they don't get attacked with a 7/7 this turn. But, I mean, if we want it to be, it's just going to be big next turn again. Because an Angel we make is going to be +1. Then each of these attacking is going to be +1/+1. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to make of this deck. It was pretty consistent. It did some neat, interesting things. A couple of the games we lost were just because we didn't get mana, so it's hard to judge those. I will say, just for the sake of transparency, I ended up playing against a lot of Temur, well, not just Temur, various adventure decks. And ultimately, I just didn't include those in the video because of another like 5 matches that were all pretty much the same. We did win all but one of those, I think, so I mean, this deck does have a good bit of flexibility against the Adventures decks, mostly because you're playing both the Alseed and the Feat of Resistance. So that lets you kind of avoid some of the advantage that they would get. Plus being able to give stuff protection from a color, being able to gain the extra life and get the flyers. So you have a few things working in your favor against that deck. I would also say potentially when you see the final list, there's a chance I'm going to try to find a way to work in a fight as 1 or 2 potentially, as that helps against board sweepers as well, because we have a fair amount of humans and non-humans, so it could work out in this type of list. But yeah, I think if you like life game decks and you're worried about spending the cards on maybe some more rares or mythics to build the white-black versions, this is something to look at. A lot of the cards you may already have because they came in the free decks, or they're just a bunch of commons and uncommons in a lot of cases. So definitely give that a look and check it out. The deck played very well. I will say it's not as obvious to play as you would think. As you saw there, I had a lot of decisions to make, but if you can get there if you are able to nickel and dime those spots appropriately. But remember, if you haven't, please like this video for me. Hit the subscribe button and hit the subscribe bell, notification bell, not a subscribe bell, notification bell. But that helps because the like button helps us get in front of more people. The subscription just shows that, hey, you really like what I'm doing and shows everybody that we're growing. And the notification bell is for you so that every time I have a video up, you get notified. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.